Alright, so quite the challenge today. It's going to be playing a domination match and winning without moving my army. That is until these capture points unlock. So that means we have a bit of time. My army has some chosen. We got a Demon Prince of Nurgle, some Beasts of Nurgle. Generally pretty slow, so that I can push up and forwards to capture. And for my opponent, he's brought in good old Valkia. She has anti-large and armor piercing. He has some skirmishers, some infantry. And this is actually sort of bad because here's the problem. If I'm not allowed to micro my units, his skirmishers might be able to do a little bit of damage. Now, my lord does have some healing. And since we are waiting to push out, I would suspect that he would be able, I would suspect that we'd be able to out-heal him. And thank goodness for us, it looks like he's going to be playing pretty passively. Gonna be just going for a double point capture for now. Here's the problem though. If he doesn't go for this final capture point to win the game a little bit faster, then we're sort of screwed. So I'm really hoping that he goes over here. Because if he only holds 2 points, we literally can't do anything. But surely our opponent will go for this capture point. Man, am I thankful that he is not skirmishing me, though. That would be very, very painful. And there they come. A little bit slow, but that's okay. Seems like he's a little bit scared to go for this capture point, too. And oh boy, here they come. Now, Valkia can probably kill my lord. He doesn't have any air support. And he counts as large. Let's see, her stats are just better. Plus she has bonus first large. That would be pretty bad. Man, look at the fear though. The absolute fear of my opponent deciding not to attack me. But he still hasn't moved any units. I need to... If he thinks I'm AFK enough, he will probably send at least some troops over here. As he'll just want the game to end quickly. Come on, Lasap. Come on. Get that final capture point. He's going to be a bit slow to it, though. Which will actually give him a few more tickets before we're able to do it. And there you go. This is the first capture point. And the second one is getting underway. But will he go for the third? Maybe he's just being smart about it. He doesn't want to spread out his forces too thin. It's a very common problem that you might run into. But, there we go, the Fleshhound summon. The Fleshhound summon being sent to the top side, getting ready to steal that point. Now, Fleshhounds capture at a rate of 3, I believe, or I think it might be 4, which is relatively fast. But it does still mean that we'll be waiting for about a minute. About a minute to 40 seconds-ish before this capture point gets stolen. But as soon as that happens, we'll be able to push out. Now, the goal is to take this first point as soon as possible, as that means that we'll be able to delay him as fast as possible, because obviously time is of the essence. And then we're just going to go hard push towards the middle, hopefully capture that fairly quickly, and then we'll be good to go. For my reinforcements, we have a lot of infantry, a lot of capture weight, so I think that should be good. And... these guys are all fairly mobile to make up for the fact that my army is super slow, but there we go. There's the final point stolen. You've done yourself in, my friend. And there you go. The point is taken. We are now triple capped, which means that he will be winning exceptionally quickly if we don't move out as fast as possible. Now over here, like I said, it is mostly just elite infantry. So what I'm thinking we do here is we just flood it with just a ton of capture weight and a few guys that can fight. So we got some guys with some mass over here, you know, Beasts of Nurgle, the Barons of the Bog for some sick debuffs. Man, I wish I had brought the Fate of Buna. That would have done so much damage to his horsemen. I just didn't expect him to take any. But there we go. With those guys summoned in, I suspect I'll be able to take over the point fairly quickly. So all I gotta do is send in a bunch of capture weight. So as long as he doesn't stop me at the choke point, all these marauders should be able to fairly easily take over that point. As for Valkia, I will begin spirit leeching her. She doesn't really have that much HP. She is quite susceptible to things like spirit leech, as long as she doesn't block up my hero too much. And there we go. pretty good damage so far. Bands of the Bog will just pull them away for their safety. And there's capture point number 1. Now, I'm not going to leave any guys over there. That would basically be just wasting my troops, as he can't really steal that point very quickly. And one of the benefits of having these sort of high mass units is that I can push through his Chaos Warriors and buy me a little bit more space to get my guys into this middle point. You can see though, he's progressed quite heavily towards winning the game so far. Terrifying. I'm going to grab myself a hero, just have a little bit of a combat fighter, a little bit of a mobile asset as he is on a horse. And with the middle point taken, or with the middle point sort of secured, and my guys are actually pouring in on there, I should be good to go. I think Valkia should be will likely go down to the Spirit Leeches too. Plus the Beast of Nurgle, she basically has no chance of surviving there. And there we go, a very rapid taking of the first point is underway. Very, very nice. It's very fortunate that he did not block me at this choke point. Otherwise, we could have been grinding up against these guys for a while. It at least would have been a little bit difficult, but you can see now, the great Marauders of Khorne. I mean, Marauders of Nurgle are doing great here. One of them gets charged by the Knights of the Brazen Throne. They do 1,000,000 damage. You do have to be a little bit fearful of that. But the Marauders are great. They still have loads of armor piercing damage, and this right here is why I decided to take this Demon Prince, because on top of the fact that he has Spirit Leech for Valkia, he also has this Fleshy Abundance, 30% heal army-wide, absolutely massive, and that's just going to be keeping all of my guys basically indestructible for the rest of this here battle. That healing is going to be great. Beasts of Nurgle are just going to spread out to make sure that they can get their debuffs going as much as possible. And I believe we should be good. Although I will say he is actually he's actually starting to capture that point. A little bit scary, though not the worst thing in the world, as we do still have many heals, and of course the Chosen are absolute beasts. I don't have a single worry about them being able to perform just great. Now, he is sending in Fleshhounds over here onto capture point number 1, and like I said earlier, I'm not especially worried about it because we can just send in a counter summon. And since the Fleshhounds capture quite slowly, the Nurglings that go over there, they'll be able to easily stop them in time, and they'll be generally not very worth the trade for my opponent. Now, let's see here. Where are these guys shooting at? I think they're shooting at my Chosen, which is a good choice for them, but the Chosen are still incredibly tanky. His Soul Grinder's going down. And as long as we can hold a double cap, I think we win it. Look at that, those magic damage Nurglings against the Fleshhounds. Very good stuff, too. I'll send in, let's see here. Actually, we can 2v1 Valkyr right now with my little exalted hero here. He's just incredibly strong as a fighter. And nice, you know what? We'll just get I'll get another Spirit Leech on Valkyria just to make sure that she's really out of the picture. And look at that, Fleshhounds are done for. The middle point is secured. I think we've done it. I think we've done it. We just we just took back the first point very quickly, and then it was just a battering ram on the final on the middle point. He basically had nothing that can take it. As it turns out, Chosen of Nurgle, pretty good in the grind, especially when they get that 30% heal. That was probably the highlight of this battle. That single Fleshy Abundance, so insane. It is it's crazy the fact that it can hit multiple targets. All right, nice. You know what? Let's just go all in. Why don't we? Let's just go for the let's just triple cap him now. Why don't we? How many kills do they have? Okay, 1,300 value, 100 kills, another 100 kills, and look at that, another 100 kills. And despite being at 75% HP, or you know, above 50% for all of them, they've already paid for themselves. Absolutely disgusting. That is just gross. All right, and here we go. Final point capture for us today. I don't know why he has so few units, though. I'm honestly sort of surprised. There we go. He's trying to resummon Valkia. The poor guy. Poor guy wanted to get Valkia back, but at this point, she can't really help. With no capture weight, like, you know, she can hurt my Chosen a bit. Norgal Chosen do not care about AoE damage. If they're not the Tomb Kings with a million skeletons, it's generally still pretty easy winning by value trading. It sort of depends on the build though, but overall, I think the value trading just went great for us. Like, he has no more units. These guys are insane. They're like one of the only great weapon warriors with just huge amounts of melee defense. Usually, the price of great weapons is losing a lot of melee defense. Just makes your great weapon guys a lot cheaper. In this case, they basically don't suffer at all. I guess speed is quite important though, but there you go. Pretty clean win. And I call that challenge completed. Quite fun. Quite fun.